Hey guys, welcome to another real estate market update for the St. George, Utah area. So excited to be here with you. You may notice we have a new office set up here, a new name tag. I'm going to get into a few of these changes later, but for now, let's dive into the market stats. We're going to try a new system this time, see if you can see me playing around with the numbers a little bit, maybe get you some more information. Hope you like it. Let's get into it. Okay, you guys should be seeing exactly what I'm seeing in real time. Let's give this a try. So here we got our market summary. This is just in Flex MLS. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. The first thing we want to cover is inventory. What I'm seeing here, you'll notice it just after January, which we had a lull after the holidays. After January, inventory just started going up, and it went up fast. You see in February, we spiked from 1431 to 1753 and then tapered off just a little bit this month, so we're not seeing a massive spike right now. But inventory is high. I mean, this is significantly higher even than pre-COVID levels of inventory. There are a lot of options out there right now for buyers, so it's a good thing. If we scroll down here to absorption rate, you've seen this before. Those of you who haven't, absorption rate just measures inventory in months supply of homes. So it's both a measure of inventory, but it's against the rate of sales. So if we didn't list any more homes, and how long would it take to sell out of homes in our current market? So it is trending up. I mean, we had about 4 for quite a while, trending up to about 5 towards the end of last year, and then down a little bit to 4.25 months, and then a big spike as inventory has spiked. That number, of course, has spiked as well. Right now we're sitting comfortably at a 5-month supply of homes. Not a crazy seller's market by any means, not a crazy buyer's market by any means, just somewhere in the middle. You can see the rate of sales, 329 homes closed in the month of March. And that is trending slightly up from 308 last month and 270 in January. You'll notice this graph looks pretty flat. Last May was the only time we broke the 400 mark, which we were breaking that every month during like 2021 and even 2022. Otherwise, we've been in the 300s with a couple small dips, right, like the 270 in January. Last fall dipped a little bit too, 272 in September. That's immediately after the National Association of Realtors had its practice changes. People were a little unsure about how real estate commissions were going to be paid and how buyers agents were going to function. So I believe that's why we saw a little dip there, that coupled with the presidential election coming up. Prices are trending up a little bit. 534.9 was our median sale price last month. That again is trending up a little bit, but still comfortably within the range that we've been in for the past 2 years, which is between about 475 and 550. Median price is going to fluctuate a little bit. So yeah, we're trending up since November at 505 consistently. I want to see us kind of break out of that 550 range before I'm willing to say that prices are significantly on the rise. And again, inventory's up, which seems contradictory. I think maybe just buyers are trending towards slightly higher segments of the market, but we'll see. We've had a significant trend up. It's just still within kind of the ceiling that we've been in for the past 2 years. We haven't broke out of that yet. With that said, if we go over here, if we just take a look at what our prices are doing relative to a year ago, is what we're looking at here. So we got our list prices, which I don't read too much into, but average sale price, median sale price, you can see the average is significantly higher, 688, than the median at 534.9. Both of them are up. Median's up 5.5%, and average sale price is up nearly 10% from 1 year ago. So we're trending up month over month. We are also trending up year over year. Again, we'll see if these trends continue, or if we're just seeing maybe shifts to higher ends of the market. More higher end buyers are coming in than lower end buyers. Again, we'll see. Sold to list ratio, touch on that really quick. This is, again, looks like a very choppy graph, but it's really not, because this graph goes from 95.6% to 97.0%. Pretty much for all of the last year, sellers are getting between 95.5% and 97% of their list price. So nothing new here, 95.9%. This is also not including buyer concessions, such as like if a buyer needs help with covering closing costs, that sort of thing. That is not covered on this graph. What's interesting is if you come up to the price graph again, you see the median list price is $565,000, median sale price is $534,900. That's really close to that 4% number of what sellers are getting relative to their list prices. So I think that's interesting. We don't always see that reflected here, but this month it is. Let's talk about days on market for a second. Days on market is not doing much. I mean, you can see like a year ago, we were about 80 days on market. This is cumulative days on market on average. So we went from 80, dropped down for the summer months and for most of the fall, sprang right back up for the holiday months in the winter. Maybe coming down again for the spring. We'll see. We're hovering right about 76 days on market. Down here, you can see how that compares to a year ago. Average days on market of 76, median days on market of 35. Half of every home that sells is selling in less than 35 days. So the other half is anywhere over 35. Both of these numbers are trending down. We're down about 10.5% on days on market average, down about 8% on the median. So that's interesting. Homes are selling a little faster than they were 1 year ago. So that's a little bit about what happened last month relative to the month prior, relative to the year prior. We can talk a little bit about where we think it's going. As far as inventory goes, I do think it's going to keep trending a little bit up. If you look at the hot sheet here, this is just today, over the last 24 hours of what has happened in our market. You can see 44 new listings were taken. A few were canceled, one expired, but only 19 went under contract. And so if every day looks like that, we'll end up with continually raising inventory. Here's something interesting. I'm going to go ahead and run a custom hot sheet just to get an idea of everything that's been going on in the past month. I'm just going to look 30 days back. So here's what we've seen in the last 30 days. New listings, 832. Now this is just residential. We're not including building lots or land or that sort of thing, just residential. 832 new listings, 578 under contract. Again, that looks like inventory is trending up. 66 contingent, that's included with under contract, so a few more there. 141 expired, some of those have relisted. 167 back on market, 58 withdrawn, 126 canceled. I'm going to go and put the math up here because I can't do it in my head, but I do believe that's a net positive on listings and inventory. I'd expect that trend to continue. We are coming into the spring market, which is one of our hotter seasons, no pun intended. And so more buyers may be coming out of the woodwork, particularly if we see those interest rates continue to trend down. That's pretty much the number one issue for buyers right now. Let's talk about mortgage rates. I'm going to go over here. This is mortgagenewsdaily.com. I really like them, and the information they provide. Their articles are very informative and have taught me a lot about just how mortgage rates work and what factors actually control them. There's been some volatility lately. You can see right here their headline, Global Markets in Flight to Safety After Tariff News. And that's been the case for the past couple of months as President Trump has been announcing tariffs and then delaying tariffs and then changing tariffs. Every time there's a tariff announcement, you can see the stock market goes down, which means money flows into the bond market, which means interest rates go down. And then, a couple weeks later, he'll announce that the tariffs are being postponed or changed or delayed. And when tariffs are postponed, the stock market recovers, mortgage rates go back up. There's a lot of factors at play as to what happens there. Talk to your favorite mortgage lender if you want a detailed explanation. We just had a tariff announcement. So you can see right here, the 30-year fixed rate went down 0.12% to 6.63. You see everything went down across the board on these rates. FHA loans are almost below 6%, which is pretty exciting. And then fixed rates, still hovering above 6.5. If those tariff announcements change, you can expect that recovery to bounce back up closer to the 6.75, which is about where we've been for the past couple of months. Most of this quarter is where we've been hanging out, 6.75 or so on the mortgage rates. Here's what I think all of this means. I think as far as, is it a good time to buy? There's pros and cons to every market, right? When it was like the best time in the world to buy, quote unquote, during COVID, was it the best time to buy? Like, yeah, you could get a really low interest rate, but you didn't have any options. You kind of just had to take whatever house you could get. Nowadays, it's just the complete opposite. There's not frantic movement in the market because of interest rates. So inventory has been climbing, and now we have tons of options for buyers. And so if you're at a point where you can make that purchase, you can really spend the time and find exactly what you want in like the area that you want with some specific features. It's also a better time if you need help with like covering your closing costs, getting seller credits for that sort of thing. I would say it's actually a net positive for, say, a first-time home buyer who does need more of those concessions from sellers in order to help them with the out-of-pocket expenses. Now is a really great time to get those kind of credits, either to buy down your interest rate, cover your closing costs, whatever that looks like. Really good time for that. And is it a good time to sell? It's not a bad time. You just have to be careful. Buyers are very nitpicky right now. It's no longer like you can just take some iPhone pictures, slap it online, and it'll sell in 2 days, right? Those days are long gone. When buyers are touring houses nowadays, just from sitting open houses, I mean, they're walking around and they're saying, "Oh, those cabinets are a little bit worn. I don't really like the way that door squeaks, the layout of this linen closet." Buyers can afford to be a lot pickier right now. So if you're a seller, it's time to hire professionals, get good photos, stage your home. Buyers are buying homes, but they can be very picky. And so you want to make sure your home has more features and benefits for the price than the competition. Thank you so much for watching, for tuning in with this. I like doing these. I hope to get them to you more often. I did say at the beginning of the video that I would go through a few of the changes. So the Real Difference has had a bit of a merger. We are now under KW St. George, our local Keller Williams office. I have accepted the role of principal broker here at the office, and the Real Difference project, slight rebrand, slight change to the logo. We are still doing what we're doing with the home giveaway project. Still very much committed to donating a percentage of every commission towards that goal of buying a house and giving it away to a local family in need. Really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate your support. If there's anything I can do or my team, please let me know. 435-772-5587, or you can email me at scott@therealdifference.net. Take care.